Good evening, I am Nisha Charles and I am your presenter for today. Thank you for joining us for SAT TV News. Among the major developments, SAT Telecoms to celebrate Customer Appreciation Day, minority government for Cayman Islands, Putin backs Russian ban on US adoption, and in sports, the Maha Soccer Strikers win the knockout stage of the 2012-2013 DFA Division 1 football competition. Details of these and other stories after the break. Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. Dominicans are being urged to make an extra effort to participate in a two-day event dubbed the Dominica Christmas Extravaganza. This event was conceptualized by the Dominica Manufacturers Association (DMA) in an attempt to inspire Dominicans to buy and support locally manufactured products. Mr. Francis Richards, president of the Dominica Arts and Craft Producers Association (DACPA), who is a partner of the event, says at the event, people who make craft items and manufacture items will have their work for sale to the public.
Because a lot of times people have products under the bed or in a storeroom or whatever, and they have a problem to market it. So we're saying here's an opportunity to come and sell your products. Almost in response to, if you want, to the other persons who have come in from outside at this time of the year trying to sell their products. So what about our products?
Mr. Richards said he would like to see as much, if not all, craft producers and local manufacturers participate in this event. There will be a strict screening process to ensure that they will only have quality items for sale which were made in Dominica by Dominicans. Items which were not made in Dominica but have a Dominica sticker placed on them to be sold as Dominican will not be accepted, as this practice is illegal.
From the manufacturer side of it, they are asking, as many of the manufacturers on island, including the poultry people and the other, the kubuli people and anybody, person doing herbal teas, wines, rums, juices, those items, to step forward and to join in the presentation of what Dominica has to offer on those 2 days. So that, in a nutshell, is the bottom line to the activity. On the arts and crafts situation, we're asking all the persons who are not members already of DACPA, hopefully at the end of the activity, to join up, so we'll have more strength. Because
Mr. Richards says this is an event they are trying out for the first time, and if it is successful, they will be planning more in the near future. The organizers are hopeful that this campaign will create a greater awareness of locally manufactured products and help reduce the food import bill.
The location is going to be in the area that is closest to the fisheries area, in the covered area, where the Mapampo logo is on the wall. And that area, we are hoping to use that area and to populate the whole area. If there is a spillover, we'll probably go across to the other side of the market, within close proximity, even onto the road, and try and see how we can showcase and show Dominica what it is that Dominica has to offer.
Mr. Richards mentioned that the public needs to know that if they invest and buy local products rather than importing, the money will circulate in Dominica. With that, he says it will help significantly to build our economy rather than building that of other countries. Visitors and locals will also be given the opportunity to place orders on specific items for export. The two-day Buy Dominica Christmas Extravaganza is scheduled for the 20th and the 21st of December at the Old Market from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. And in more news, police have launched an investigation into the death of a tourist which took place on Wednesday, December 19th. About 10 a.m., 68-year-old Jim Caves, a U.S. national who was visiting the island on a cruise ship with his family, experienced difficulty while he was snorkeling in the Champagne area, which is located at the most southern point of Point Michel. Information from the daughter of Jim, Miss Kelly Wall, who was present, stated that they had traveled to the Champagne area via a local tour boat to do snorkeling and were accompanied by a guide in the water. While in the water, she noticed that her dad, who was about 100 yards from the boat, began having difficulty swimming, and immediately she called on the guide to assist. He was taken out from the water and while on the boat appeared to be losing consciousness. The ambulance was called, and while transporting Mr. Caves to the Princess Margaret Hospital, it was found that he was not responsive. On arrival at the Princess Margaret Hospital, Mr. Caves was pronounced dead by a medical practitioner. A coroner's inquest will be convened to be followed by a post-mortem examination. Stakeholders of the tourism industry, including the Ministry of Tourism, were on hand to meet and comfort the grieving family. In related news, the police are also conducting an investigation into the death of 50-year-old Mr. Russell Southgate of Calgary, Canada. Mr. Southgate, who was a frequent visitor to the island, was in the company of his girlfriend and 2 other friends bathing on the beach at Batterboo on December 13, 2012, about 1:15 p.m. According to his girlfriend, Mr. Southgate encountered difficulty in the water while away from the rest of them, and by the time they rendered assistance, he was unconscious. They sought help, and then the body was transported to the Margaret Hospital by the fire and ambulance services. However, upon arrival, he was pronounced dead by a medical practitioner. The body was then transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital mortuary, pending post-mortem examination to determine the cause of death. Customers of the People's Choice, SAT Telecoms, are all invited to the Roseau office on Friday, December 21st. This invitation comes as the company has selected this day for their Customer Appreciation Day. Marketing Manager of SAT Telecoms, Ms. D.S.W.M.C, says this is the time of year where SAT's customers will be truly appreciated for their patronage, business, and their support.
We want our valued customers to know that we appreciate the support that they've given us. We cannot operate in isolation of them, so we are giving something back to them. So on Friday, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., we are inviting our customers to come into our office on 20 Bath Road. We are also asking them to bring in their kids because we are making special provision for the kids. We're going to have eats and drinks. We'll have entertainment.
Ms. Sensi pointed out that all customers will feel special, as besides being appreciated on that day, they will also have the rare opportunity to interact with the staff on a personal level. With that, she says they will be able to build better working relationships with each other and work hand in hand, while letting them know we will be striving to serve them better in 2013. A special twist to this day, as we are in a festive season, is the inclusion of Santa Claus, who will be on site from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. to interact with the children.
We'll be having special gifts for the kids, so we're going to make it a family affair. Our customers and their kids will come in to SAT, where they will be appreciated, where we will extend our appreciation to them and to show them that we value them and we value their support, and we look forward to serving them better in 2013.
Unlike other Customer Appreciation Day celebrations, she is of the view that SAT Telecoms will be unique as it is a family interaction with eating and drinking.
It is important for us to make customers feel that they are part of our business. Without the customers, we do not have a business. And this is why SAT is taking this initiative to specifically let the customers know that they are part of our business. Without them, we don't have a business. There will be no SAT without the customers. So it is very important that we meet our customers at that level and tell them that they're special to us, and we appreciate them and their service and their business.
Our recently concluded Christmas promotion was another extension of giving back to the customers, as it equates to free everything, which the customers took advantage of.
We were given free connections, we were given free installations, we were giving customers opportunities to win trips on Express, to win trips on Liat, to win a television, to win nights at Fort Young Hotel. We were really giving something more than the ordinary to our customers in our Christmas promotion. So our Christmas promotion catered for everybody. We had special deals for customers who have been disconnected for a long time. We're making special payment plans for them. We had special provisions for customers who wanted to migrate from the competitors. So we had one of the most comprehensive promotion that took that took into account everybody, not only our customers, our current customers, but also potential customers who wanted to migrate to our network.
She is urging all customers to take the time out to come into SAT's main office on 20 Bass Road in Roseau on Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. to enjoy entertainment, eat and drink while they meet the dedicated management and staff that operates SAT Telecoms. Customers will also get the time to ask questions about their services and/or problems experienced. And in more news, the Dominica Agricultural, Industrial and Development Bank, the AIDBank, has recorded a profit of $1.01 million for the financial year ending June 30th, 2012. This information was made public at the bank's 20th annual general meeting, which was held at the Fortune Hotel on Wednesday, December 19th. However, this profit is 55.18% lower than that $2.39 million net profit which was recorded in 2011. Chairman of the AIDBank's Board of Directors, Mr. Martin Charles, pointed out that a total of 383 loans were approved by the bank with a total value of $34.56 million, which compares with the $36.33 million approved in the preceding financial year.
An estimated 826 jobs were created in the economy. And at the risk of sounding like a politician this morning, I, a few weeks ago, looked at an article, a front page article, by one of the local newspapers of the Man of the Year. I am saying that AIDBank created over 826 jobs. So this qualified us for Institution of the Year. I think this media house just made a mockery of what Institution of Man of the Year should really be.
Mr. Charles reported total disbursements for the year in question amounted to $33.37 million, and this amount represents a 6.6% increase over total disbursements for the period ended June 30th, 2011, when $31.29 million was disbursed. In addition, at the end of June 2012, the principal outstanding in the bank's loan portfolio grew by 12.71% to $153.36 million compared to $136.06 million outstanding as of June 30th, 2011. Other financial data made public was a 22.88% decline in non-performing loans, in which at June 30th, 2012, non-performing loans totaled to $23.69 million, or 15.44% of total loans outstanding at $153.36 million, a decline from the ratio of 20.02% as of June 30th, 2008.
Total revenue recorded as of June 30th, 2012 was easy $13.79 million, which was 12.76% more than the $12.23 million recorded for the comparative period ended June 30th, 2011. The bank raised Euro 104,800 from the EU-funded Centre for Development of Enterprises to enhance quality management and compliance of bread and pastry producers here in Dominica to meet the requirements of the national mandatory specification for the labeling of pre-packaged foods.
He pointed out that the government of Dominica supports over the last 40 years, who is the majority shareholder, in addition to providing guarantees for loans obtained from regional and international funding agencies, strengthen the capital base of the institution. The bank has shown considerable resilience despite challenges over the years, such as the recent global financial crisis, which continues to impact the region. Within the next few weeks, Mr. Charles said that the bank will roll out some bold initiatives which are all geared at stimulating economic activity within the local economy.
These initiatives would require the full and unequivocal support of the government and other stakeholders. Since the global financial crisis, the counter-cyclical role of national development banks has been highlighted as a positive trend. In the new financial year, the bank intends to renew its organizational structure and to introduce a separate risk assessment and management function. The bank is mindful of the rapid increase in its assets. Therefore, we are putting in place measures to successfully mitigate against inherent risks.
With such changes, he said it will enable them to effectively and efficiently manage the assets of the bank. The Board of Directors will, for the first time in the 40 years existence of the bank, appoint a subcommittee called the Risk and Asset Liability Committee and a Risk Management Risk Officer. And the untimely disposal of waste in Dominica, especially in the Roseau area, is of great concern to the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation. The corporation is aware that it is the Christmas season, but continues to caution residents and business places that there are penalties for illegal disposal of waste if caught. Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, Mr. Jenno Jacobs, says there is no excuse why garbage should be placed near street corners on days that have not been designated for pickup.
We are seeing a number of packages, boxes, are being placed in those corners. We know that it's the Christmas season, and people are overwhelmed with packages, boxes, and other barriers and other stuff that they receive from overseas. But we're saying to them that they should be concerned citizens. They should also be on board with the corporation, with the Ministry of Health, the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, in ensuring that we safeguard our people from health risks and our environmental integrity.
The corporation says they allotted 3 days for waste disposal in Roseau, that is Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays from 6 p.m. The corporation also has an express disposal service which allows businesses to dispose of their waste every day of the week for a small fee. Mr. Jacobs says there are also other services available to the public for disposal of garbage.
We also have the Roseau City Council and the Environmental Health Department and private haulers who offer services for the disposal of waste to the landfill. So for us, Roseau, as the premier city of Dominica, has enough service available for the disposal of waste, and persons should not give to vagrants, or as we popularly call them, the paros, give to those people waste to dispose for them. Because what happens is when you give those vagrants the waste, your bag garbage or your garbage, you think that probably they dispose of it properly, but they're putting it in areas that are unsightly.
He says with the rise of leptospirosis and other diseases, he wants the public to take heed and dispose of their garbage properly to safeguard the health of the people and to keep the environment clean. There are ways in which the garbage can be recycled instead of being accumulated at the landfill.
The barriers can be given to young men I know who do speakers from them, to reuse them. People reuse those barrels also for storing clothes and other items. So if your neighbor needs a barrel, you can give it to your neighbor for storage of items. Don't just place those barrels by the roadside, those boxes by the roadside any day and time that you see fit, because there are laws and penalties for not adhering to the Solid Waste Management Act or the Litter Act. But we don't want to use those laws as punitive, but as deterrent, He
wants to change the mindsets of Dominicans that this island is ours to beautify and that we should continue to work with the authorities to ensure we keep Dominica clean. And the West Coast Cooperative Credit Union officially adopted the St. Peter's Fisheries Cooperative on Wednesday, December 19th. 2012 was designated Year of the Cooperatives, and the National Committee suggested that the financial cooperative credit unions adopt non-financial cooperatives. Mr. Francis Paul, Vice President of the St. Peter's Fisheries Cooperative, says they have been struggling with managing the affairs of the cooperative and having a vehicle to transport the fish to where it needs to be. They believe this partnership will help them to achieve those goals.
St. Peter's wants to increase its fish sales, as well as create employment in the area, as well as West Coast has membership in BIOSH and D.W.M.C. And we see it would be fitting that, if West Coast provide these two needs we have, to have paid personnel to run the affairs of St. Peter's, as well as provide a facility whereby we can acquire some forms of transportation.
Mr. Glenroy Toussey, Vice President of the West Coast Cooperative Credit Union, says they are happy to be able to help the St. Peter's Fisheries Cooperative with their goals. He said it also augurs well for the credit union since it will help grow their membership.
We are elated. We are looking forward to not only partnering in these two areas, but continued partnership with the St. Peter's Fisheries Cooperative, because, as I said, we are looking forward to not only enhancing the base of our societies, both the Fisheries Cooperative and, of course, the West Coast Credit Union, but importantly, the communities within which these two institutions operate. We're looking forward to ensuring that having made our contribution, we would have made life much better for our communities, would have improved, would have created employment in some regard.
Registrar of the Cooperatives, Mr. Rennick Tuse, is delighted that West Coast is the first of the financial cooperatives to adopt a non-financial one. He says this is a great way to sustain the weaker ones and gain a greater share in the market.
We want to congratulate the West Coast Credit Union for coming on board. We do hope that the other credit unions will follow suit, the larger ones will follow suit and assist the other cooperatives who are really in need of that push, especially the financial part of their operations. Many of them want to expand, and they really need the funds to expand. So we are calling on the other credit unions, review it, look at it, so that you can come on board. We know that.
He hopes that by January 2013, more credit unions will come on board the initiative to adopt non-financial cooperatives. And in court today, 4 men will have to wait until December 22nd in the hope of finally being granted bail, as their second bail application was denied on Thursday, December 20th at the Roseau Magistrate Court. The men are Johnny Joseph of Lago Portsmouth, Kelvin Collins Paul of Glanvilla, Benedict Augustine of Vacas, and Camilo Adrian Pinzon Gomez of Colombia. They were all charged with importation of cocaine, possession of cocaine, and possession with the intent to supply cocaine when they were caught off the coast of Dominica on Monday, December 10th. When they were caught by the Coast Guard, a search of their vessel resulted in the discovery of 70 kilograms of alleged cocaine with an estimated street value of $1.75 million. Police Prosecutor Inspector Claude Weeks, in justifying his reason for denying bail, stated that these men allegedly committed serious offenses. He also stated that the Financial Information Unit is currently conducting the investigations into the matter, and if these men were to be released, it would adversely affect the successful outcome of the investigations. Inspector Weeks also highlighted that we have to consider the public's interest in respect to the frequency of the alleged offenses that were committed, and they must be protected. In closing, Mr. Weeks pointed out that if Colombian national Mr. Camilo Adrian Pinzon Gomez was to be granted bail for these serious offenses, he would not make himself available for court. However, in counteracting Mr. Weeks' objections for bail, Attorney Wayne Norday stated that the police have been conducting the investigations since September 10th, so they should be complete at this point. This was not enough to convince the magistrate to grant bail. She, taking into account the large volume of alleged cocaine seized, she will not grant bail at this time. In related news, Benedict Augustine of Vacas was slapped with 3 additional charges under the Customs Act, one of which did not require him to plead as it is indictable. However, he pled not guilty to failing to give notice of arrival 24 hours before arrival of a vessel and captaining a vessel which departed out of Dominica without the permission of Customs. The matter was adjourned for April 29th at Portsmouth. And now for an announcement. SAT is extending our appreciation for your business and your support. So come in and celebrate Customer Service Appreciation Day with your service provider, SAT Telecoms, on Friday, December 21st, 2012, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Roseau office on 20 Bass Road. There will be eat and drink. Santa will be making a special appearance from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. with gifts for the children. Happy holidays to all our valued customers. We appreciate your support and we pledge to serve you even better in 2013. SAT Telecoms, the people's choice. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.